to you before some concerning questions coming to us, and we're going to start with a couple of them, but we're also going to open the telephone line, so if you'd like to call, then this is the time to do so. Here's something. Hi, I am 26 and the mother of 2. I am a very wonderful person, but I think I have a serious problem. I have thoughts of committing gruesome murders and once even tried to act on it. Am I mentally ill?
Not necessarily.
No. Could that be postnatal?
It could be. One of the things that can happen with depression is that real rage can come out of that. It could be that. You know, I don't know what she's experiencing. It's very difficult to say. Something like that, you need to be sitting down with the person and
Yes.
talking with them, and trying to find out
well,
what's going on.
This
with
person
them.
is watching us right now.
Okay.
We can't spend too much time on this, but it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
What would you advise, Beverlyn?
For the person to find...
Right now, what would you tell them?
Right now, to find a counsellor, to find somebody to talk to. There's a number that they could call. There's a crisis centre.
Yes, we'll give the number in a
Give
second.
the crisis centre number that they could call and get some support. It depends where they are on the island, if they're in the north or in the south. There are various counsellors. I am at St. Jude's Hospital. If they're in the south, I would say come and see me tomorrow.
Okay.
Come to the reception area and ask for the social worker.
Okay, so there is something for you to do. Okay, here's a question here. I am in a relationship with a man who lives with his girlfriend. He claims that he is unhappy, frustrated, and yet he doesn't walk away. Reason being, he doesn't want his son to be raised without him. For crying out loud, I am very aware that I should run far away. I love this guy. I care about him. I am fed up with him, and yet I am there. I am definitely sick. Yep, you can say it.
Yep.
Okay, moving along swiftly.
No. This is the humour in me. But
Okay.
I do think that you have to really think, what is it in this relationship that's keeping you there? If you're hoping that one day he will leave this lady, don't be fooled. He may never leave her, and he just wants to have both of you. You know, he wants to have his cake and eat it. And if he can, because you're allowing him to, then of course he will. You have to look at, what is it do I want in my life? How do I want to be? What sort of relationship do I want? Am I going to get what I want from this relationship? And then when it, you know, the same thing, does he give me what I want in the relationship? Always, never, sometimes? Does he listen to me? Yes, no, you know? And if you answer negatively most of the time, then you know you have to make a choice.
So many people are in very similar
Very
situations.
similar
So,
situations.
Angus, what would be your response to this?
It's kind of, what is she getting out of this? Because what does love mean to her? Because that sounds like a codependent sort of situation, where I am in a relationship simply to get the perceived filling of an emptiness within me, and yet in doing that, I know that this person is off with someone else. Question is, was he with the girlfriend before she came onto the scene? You know, and I often look at people and say, why are you surprised when you go into a relationship knowing that someone has a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it happens to be, and then turn around and say, well, I'm feeling so sad because they're still with the girlfriend. Weren't they there to begin with? So it's a choice that you've made. And why have you made that choice?
You know, I've been told time and time again that if you are in those types of relationships, you give off some kind of aura that means that other people who are free do not approach you, and you would not approach other people because you are in a situation. So the best thing to do is come out of the situation and make yourself free, and then you will you will enter another, you will find other people. But when you remain in a situation like this, when you are not in control and you're waiting for something to happen that is out of your control, what's the point?
It is up to me to live fully and enjoyably.
Yes.
And I need to make those decisions for myself, but I need to be strong enough to do that. Because if it is that I have almost an addiction to relationship as such, then I'm going to get stuck in
It's
that.
a fear of
and
loneliness.
I don't know how to get out of it. It's a
It's a
fear of
fear of
loneliness.
loneliness.
That's what I was going
But
to
it's
say.
also, for the man, it may also be safety, because he doesn't have to commit.
Mm-hmm.
And here's this person who's just there, like I don't want to be mean, but like a spare tire,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that I can just go there when I want to go there, but I can come back out of it again.
But isn't there a pattern where there is a type of man who will have these two women, and in their lives they will always have two women because they always want to know that if one rejects him, he has somebody else.
Insecurity.
He doesn't want to be on his own.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's his insecurity.
So even if he
Insecurity.
left this woman to go to her, chances are she will then become the main woman, and he'll find
And then
somebody
the other
else.
one. That's right.
You know, and if someone who is in that situation looks at it that way and realize that what he's doing to this partner, he will also do to you.
Yes.
And is that what you want to be in? Always be part of a threesome of some sort?
And it's
Also,
choices.
why is it so many women are afraid of their own company? They're afraid to be on their own. You know, because it's this idea, be on your own, learn to love yourself, find out about you, take time for you, and relationship will come. The right relationship will come.
Okay, here's another question. Why do men check up with their partner and refuse to marry after living together for a very long time? I'm looking, no.
Look at that. Let the man answer that one.
Yeah, let the man answer it.
What was that one?
Why-
Why do men shack up with their partner
why?
and
Yeah.
refuse to marry after living together for a very long time? Why would they?
What do you mean?
Well, if you've been living together with someone for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and everything seems to be working well, why would he necessarily want to commit? And what is she doing in the relationship, waiting so long for him to commit?
That was
Where
my
is
question.
where is her self-respect? If that's what she wants, and she's not getting it, then
Why stay?
why
Yeah, but
stay?
it could actually go the wrong way if you said to a man, I'm ready to get married, or I want to get married now, and he's not ready for it, he will go. Not because he
So-
doesn't want to be with you, but
No.
he's not ready for it. And some women, they ask like 3 months, 6 months into relationship,
So-
where are we heading to
How
now?
about
and they
3
expect the
days?
man to stay 3 days. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, it's true. You do hear some people do
but
some.
it comes down.
It happens, and they live happily ever after, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And some people meet, and immediately from the time they meet, they know they want to be together. Within a few days, they marry. You have the whirlwind relationship where people marry within the first week. I don't think it happens much now, but it has happened. But the issue is, why do women stay in a situation where they're not happy, things are not working, and they wait? They have this hope that it's going to change. You know, if he's not committing now, he's not going to commit in 20 years' time.
Yeah, and also it has a lot. There's
I
also
know I say people change, but if he
Or they
doesn't
will
want-
commit, but maybe not happily, not the
Not
way that
happily,
he
not
really
the way he
wants
wants to
to.
commit.
He's forced
but
to.
it also comes back to the C word, communication.
Yes.
Part of a relationship is communicating the needs of each person within that relationship. You need to remain independent, but live interdependently, and that interdependence is about communication. These are my needs. Here are my goals. Here's what I would like out of this relationship. What are your needs, goals, from this relationship? Do they mesh? And if they clash, then perhaps we shouldn't be together.
But I think even more importantly, one of the things we don't do, when you meet somebody and you're entering into a relationship, you do not negotiate. You don't talk about what it is you want. You need to actually let the person know what it is you want right from the beginning of the relationship. But some of us so much want to be in a relationship that we don't even know what we want.
Or we accept what the
Or we
person
accept-
says
says.
because you want to be with them, and we think that somewhere along the line they'll change.
And they don't put any measures in to check for themselves. Little things you can do, very basic. You meet somebody for the first time, they want your phone number, they want to know where you live, but they're not prepared to give you theirs. They're not prepared to give you, tell you where they live. They don't invite you to their home. They don't invite you to meet their family, and you have to start to think, hold on, what's going on?
And also
We miss those little cues.
Yes, but the cues are always there, and we can. The stomach tells us. There's always a little knot that says what's happening here. But part of what often happens with women in relationships that they find very difficult to leave is the issue of domestic abuse, not necessarily physical or sexual, but often emotional and economic and psychological and spiritual, where the person is put down and made to be felt, to feel not good enough to be in a relationship with anybody else. And this person is doing me a favor by being with me. And that talks to battered self-esteem. Things
Now,
like
we
that.
started on why won't this man marry me, but we've gone full circle, but I allowed it because I think that we've had to talk about these certain issues. But I think that when we look at the question of why someone has been with you for such a long time and they're not marrying you, it's a conversation. It's a conversation to find out what, without providing ultimatums and threats. Because that's what people do, don't they? They provide ultimatums, or they threaten the person. If you don't marry me, or if...
But see, if
you
your
need to
self-esteem,
talk.
if your self-esteem is not good enough, you're not going to have that communication, that bit of communication, because you don't feel capable. You don't feel empowered, sufficiently empowered to talk about things like that.
Well, you know what? Although you may say that, and I can see that, it's very easy for that same type of person to be aggressive and to say, why isn't it? Why, you know?
Yes.
And it comes out that way instead of being passive.
Yes.
This is Dolor Factor live on DBS. We will be back soon, and when we do, hopefully you'll give us a call. See you soon.